Alright. Enough waiting, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Alright, people. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep Oh wait, time. Let's do the double. Hold on. That would be embarrassing. Make sure there's no echo. Sorry about that. Woo! Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to another one. Let's get into this, shall we? Do I have okay, I just had to double check to make sure. If my microphone was muted, let's turn this down just a titch. If my microphone was muted, that'd be absolutely embarrassing. Because it's like, really, look at this freaking rookie. Let's go right here. How we looking? How we looking? Are we looking good? We looking good? We looking good? Good. 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 Glad we're looking good. Let's get this thing rolling, shall we? So here's what I was thinking on what we could do today in today's stream. I'm glad you guys are here. If you like sports stuff, here and there, I'll give a movie review and I'll talk about a movie. Like for example, the last movie review we did was on... Gosh, let me go look it up here. I'm putting myself on the spot accidentally. Let's go right here. Let's go look at our last... Did we do one on Project Hail Mary? We did not. We did not. So we haven't done a movie review. Oh my gosh, we haven't done a movie review in over a month. The last time we did a movie review, let me show you all something. Okay, ready? Boom. Look at that. Right here when we talked about the Oscars, and I just kind of gave my thoughts on, you know, who I think could win, which, funny enough, I ended up being pretty spot on with my kind of prediction of, you know what, I think, because me personally, for Best Picture, I think it should have gone to F1. I liked F1 more than a lot of the other movies that were nominated, but there are a couple, like, things that I did predict right, like costume design, music, best actor, like best actress and supporting actors and all that, and best wrong. I got them all freaking wrong. But yeah. Anyways, that's the film side. Sometimes, occasionally, we will, just depending on how big the movie is, I will give a reaction to a movie because movies are pretty fun, and I like giving reaction to movies. Um, but yeah, if you guys like that stuff, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. But we're going to talk about sports in this stream, and one thing that I wanted to talk about in this stream that we got to kind of talk about is we got to talk about some videos that I made recently. We have a video about Kirk Cousins. We have a video about Jalen Hurts. We can talk a little bit about the replacement refs. We can talk about what's another thing we could talk about? We could talk about refs, Kirk Cousins, refs, Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts, baseball. We could talk a little bit about the ABS. We could talk about men's Final Four, and then I kind of want to give a playoff picture. Like, we got the NBA playoff picture right here. This tells me, as seen above, the current 2026 playoff bracket. Seeding positions update nightly. And so, with yesterday's games where, let's just go look at one of them. I believe one of the scores from last night was a big one. Yeah, the Thunder played the Lakers and absolutely blew them out, which we will talk about. Luka, we'll go look at an update in real time because I don't know what's the verdict with Luka. I haven't seen anything, but we can look at that. And then what's another thing we could do? Look at Luka, but then go over. I don't think I'd get too much into depths on like I think I'd probably just out of Clippers Warriors probably pick Clippers. And then out of Suns, Trailblazers, probably pick Suns. Like, I do something simple like that. And then we can do that through the NBA. Hop over here, do the NHL real quick, because, man, y'all are going to be very disappointed when you see my my NHL video, because it is very, and I mean very out of date, because this team was not here. This team, like, the seedings have changed. This team in particular regained home ice because they were the away there's been some movements in both. Not too much with the NBA, because right now where the NBA sits, the playoff teams are locked. Nobody's like, this is who the main teams are with like the postseason, who's already been eliminated. They've been eliminated, so the final 10 teams that are sitting in here, they're sitting here. But the only movement that's going to happen is with the play-in between teams 7 through 10. So, anyways, let's hop into it. Enough of me yapping. If you guys like the stuff, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. Also, shout out to you, man. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. Enough of me yapping. Let's go. We can start. Let's start with the NBA action, and let's talk about what we saw yesterday. Let's talk about yesterday. So, Hornets beat the Suns 127-107. Pistons beat the Timberwolves. I'd eye this one because let's see Gamecast. If Julius Randle's getting the most points, I'm going to assume Edwards did not play. Let's look. Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, Conley, DiVincenzo, Ayo. Yes. Look at that. Okay. Ant-Man did not play in this one. I would give credit to the Pistons. Well, hold on here. Duncan Robinson, Sir Thomas, Dasik Jenkins. No Cade Cunningham. Which, if you guys know or have kind of been out of the loop a little bit, Cade Cunningham has been injured lately. Here, let me look. Cade, let me show y'all his injury status. He had the collapsed lung. He's going to be out for a little bit longer. So, you know what? I'll give credit. Like, Ant-Man wasn't playing. Cunningham wasn't playing. Why is Ant-Man not playing? Anthony Edwards misses Thursday's game, making him ineligible for. That's actually funny. Right knee, patel, patel, patelo. What if that's either patelo or patelo femoral, pateo, because the two L's can make a y sound if it's like a Spanish word. So patellofemoral pain syndrome. What is this? Watch this. Here we go. We can be like, hey, Google, what is Anthony Edwards' position? No. What is thinking? Known as PFPS, often called as runner's knee, is a common, typically overused retaliation condition I can read, causing dull, aching pain behavior around the kneecap. Oh, okay. So, knees. But, I mean, if you look and see, if the Pistons are missing their guy, the T-Wolves are missing their guy, and the Pistons still get this one, I would credit this to obviously backups and bench, and kind of you could kind of gauge it with a curve on, hey, you know, if this is how the Pistons are winning without, what are they going to be, you know, game 3, game 4 in a playoff series where Cunningham might be having an off day, Tomlinson might be having an off day, Jenkins might be having an off day. You know what I mean? So then we saw this one. Lakers against the Thunder. Thunder blew them out. Like, this game was not close. A lot of people were talking that around the time that Luka got injured. I mean, look at this. It was 47-21 with 10 minutes and 46 seconds to go in the second period. Like, halftime. What was halftime? Let's go to halftime. 80. A 30. Damn. It was a 30-point game and a half. That is, yikes. That's bad. I know it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad. 85-127. 61-99. And when Luka went down with his hammy, full box score. Like, oh my. This isn't good. You know, your starter's not getting 10 points. You got some motion off the bench from 2 players with 10 points, but Rui's 4. Luka got 12, but he got injured late though. He got injured much later in the game. Because the thing, what people were talking about, here, let me get this going. It's going to play an ad first. Because what people were talking about is, why is he even in the game if the game is already well out of place? I don't think this is a substantial injury. I'll just, be 100% honest. So 58-90, 7 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the third. As you can see, there's a little bit of tightness. He's driving in, pulls up, you know, and then he walks off, and it's like, yeah, that's it's no good. Let's go check on updates, because coach said they were gonna do scans today. So let's see. Luka Doncic injury update. It's like, wife. Bro doesn't have a freaking wife. That's why he's playing out of his mind right now. Luka Doncic injury status after Lakers star don't scare. Amid Luka Doncic. Latest hamstring injury. Sure. Oh, scroll down. Oh, this is so. Thank you. Luka Doncic has become. Okay, let me make sure things are muted. Luka Doncic has become an MVP level force for the Los Angeles Lakers, making the team a finals contender in the process. Sure. Austin Reeves confirmed fans who talk smack after Luka. Yeah, but what are... Yeah, because this is when he said, hey, we'll do a diagnosis tomorrow. This shows me, oh, an MIR on Friday. Today is Friday. Dirt. Yeah, okay. That gave me absolutely nothing. What about this one? Left hamstring strain. Yeah, but like how... Y'all aren't even cooperating. What if, let's go to home here. Set for MRI. Set for MRI. Oklahoma City. Let me make sure that's muted. Okay, that's muted. Oklahoma City, Los Angeles Lakers star Luka Doncic exits Thursday's loss to the Thunder early because of a strained left hamstring and was ruled out. Okay, making sure that's muted. Doncic first appeared to tweak his hamstring late in the first half and then hurt it again midway through the third. On his plant leg while dribbling. Check him out. He got work done. He was cleared. I mean, again, I'm not going to put a player at risk. Doncic sat out 4 games in February, leading up to All-Star Weekend, because of a left hamstring strain. So then let's recovery time. A few days for minor strains to over 3 to 6 months for severe tears requiring surgery. I will say this much. If it's a tear, which you can, see by his body language, because that was the most upsetting thing the other day too with the injury, was the body language. Which maybe he was, if it's that bad, why are you letting him walk under his own power? You know what I mean? Maybe he told training staff to like get away, let him walk or whatever. But like if it's bad, why are you letting him walk on it? You know what I mean? Like pick him up. Let's get into the back. If it is a tear, Lakers are cooked. Lakers are absolutely cooked because Lakers and Timberwolves. Oh, that is a perfect. Like, if there is no Luka in this, gone. The Timberwolves did what they did to the Nuggets, what they've done to the Lakers, what they've done to the Warriors. Yes. I had to think and remember. Yes, the T-Wolves did beat the Warriors last postseason because Curry was injured, also with the same kind of hamstring type injury. Yeah, wasn't it an injury? Curry injury versus T-Wolves 2025. Grade. Oh yeah, left hamstring strain. Which hammies are definitely a common injury in the I was about to say the NFL, the NBA workplace, but yeah, if Luka's not in this game, I have a tough time believing that the Lakers can just get past the T-Wolves without him. Because the other thing too that the Timberwolves, it's not an advantage, but like it kind of is if you want to look at it that way. But like nobody, even without noticing like the injury and keeping up to date 1,000%, people are just gonna go, oh, give me the Lakers, and they'll do the, oh, this is easy, versus knowing, okay, yeah, Luka's been injured, LeBron's dealing with something, maybe Austin Reeves, his shooting has been abysmal, not that good, he's coming into the postseason slow, where, his last 4 starts leading up into the postseason, dude averaged 10 points a game. Like, he was under his normal, mark where, yeah, out of his last 4 starts, the dude's point stat line went 8 points, 7 points, 7 points, 9 points, something like that, where, oh, he might come out slow. And then, oh, look at that. Game 1, Lakers and Timberwolves. Look at that. Anthony Edwards drops 45 to 50 points. And look at that. T-Wolves take a 1-0 lead because Luke is also injured. And Reeves does not shoot well. You see what I mean? And if you look at the Timberwolves' just recent postseason history, storylines like that is why they've been to the Western Conference Final 2 straight years. Because they'll catch a team after an injury or just momentum-wise where, we slept on the T-Wolves and it's like, oh, well, whoops, there they go. But I am on record saying that if Curry did not get injured, the Timberwolves are not winning that series, and it's Warriors Thunder in that Western Conference Final. I am on record saying that with that prediction. All right, people. What is another thing we could talk about? Let me look at the chat. I haven't looked at the chat in a minute. Okay, let's go over here. Lakers gonna make it this time? Nah, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I think the Lakers are gonna need everybody to be healthy. That's the first thing. First things first. Everybody's gotta be healthy, and the Lakers gotta find a way to win games on the road. Like, if they get past the Timberwolves, which again, with the Luke injury, I don't think it's too sparse where it's like, okay, yeah, he's done for the year. Because, again, if he's walking, I think he's okay. But if they get past the Timberwolves and they play the Spurs, because I'm going to be honest, whoever the 7th seed is, whether it's the Warriors, Suns, Clippers. I think the Clippers. I think the Clippers could probably give the Spurs a little bit of trouble, but I think the Spurs are too much. Spurs are way too much. But eventually, if the Lakers and the Spurs end up playing each other, they gotta find a way to win. And look at this. Let me show you something. Because the most dominant away team, obviously, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay? But look at this. 29-11. So my bad. 29-7. So, and then the Thunder are 33-6 at home. These teams do not lose at home. And then you're the Lakers here. You're 25-15, where you're pretty good, a little bit better on the road. But again, if best of 7, 4 of these games will be in San Antonio. You need to at least win 2. I don't know. You need to at least win 2 to get to a game 7, and that's not to say also, look how good they are on the road. And look how, dude, the Rockets are better at home. They have 2 less losses. Wow, there's a clear cutoff here from 21 and no, hold on. There's a huge cutoff between 46 and 30. And then 25 and 51. There's a huge gap. Is it bad with 42, 34, 30, and 40? Yeah, there's a huge gap. Because that's something that people were talking about, which I'm probably going to want to do a video on this and just give my reaction to it because there is talks of how the NBA can fix tanking. And if I'm going to be real, I don't think you can fix tanking because teams will still. Oh, we have a Cooper Flag prospect. We have, because let me look at standings. Let's go league. The Washington Wizards, Brooklyn Nets, Indiana Pacers, Kings, Youth. So, if anything, what should happen is the draft. The draft should be like the NFL, where you're the worst team, you get the number one overall pick. That's one thing that could help fix it. But with just how, like with the lottery and stuff. Gosh, sorry, don't mean to be yawning so much. The point I'm trying to make up with Washington, the Nets, the Pacers, the Kings, the Jazz, the Mavericks, the Pelicans, I think the cutoff would be around here, maybe just slightly before Dallas, because Dallas getting back-to-back number one overall picks, I don't think it's going to happen. But the number one player is probably going to be Pete from Arizona, or Yaxel Lindbergh from Michigan, or the Boozer. It could be Boozer as well. I'm telling you right now, whoever the number one overall pick is, they're not going to Washington. They're not. I could see Boozer going to the Nets. I could see, because like the Jazz have had the number one overall, and it's like, and they get like what pick do they get? Jazz draft pick 2026. Okay, let's go back to 2025 then. Fifth overall, like they can't get higher than like 3. Which it's like, man, I'd hate to be a Utah Jazz fan. Let me look up something real quick. Hold on, people. Let me look at the chat. What's the chat saying? Lakers gonna win it all? Yeah, we went over that. Yeah, I don't think. Well, and the other thing with the Lakers too is I don't think the Lakers scare anybody. I think the Lakers are. I don't know. Because if LeBron's having a bad game, Luka's having a bad game, who else is there to pick up the load? Because I mean, they had a bad game the other day. Just go look at. Hold on, Stephen A. Hold on. Let's see what Stephen A. said. It was a stomp. Stephen A. does not hold back on the Lakers after a loss to Oklahoma City. But with your starters and stuff, again, you got 2 starters not in points. Ayton's not going to drop 30 plus and carry you to a win. He's just not. That's not the kind of player that he is. You scroll down a little bit, you look at the bench. Rui Hachimura's not going to carry. Bronny's not. Marcus Smart, maybe. I would say Marcus Smart. The chances of Marcus Smart having a bigger game than DeAndre Ayton or Jake La Ravia. Sorry, I had to slow down. But chances of who has a bigger game between those two. Give me Marcus Smart. We've seen Marcus Smart have big games in the past, whether it was for Memphis or the Celtics. Which, again, him going from the Celtics to Memphis made absolutely no sense. But let's keep it going, shall we? Sorry, getting off on a side tangent. Um, let's get back to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's get back to the draft. With just who the number one overall prospect is. If it was like football, they'd go to Washington, but I don't see that. Because I can also see where there's enough leeway too, where the player pulls an Eli Manning or John Elway, and they're like, I don't want to go here. I don't want to play here, which I think has happened in the past, but it gets swept under the rug a little bit, and people don't talk about it. Because like I'm not saying like with the Luka trade and Trae Young back in 2018, I'm not saying that both of them were like, no, I don't want to go to Atlanta. I don't want to go to Dallas. Let's switch, and they ended up doing that trade. Or Kobe, because he drafted by the Hornets, but then went to the Lakers, something like that. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I could see where, yeah, if you're Boozer, Pete, or Lindbergh, you're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to the Washington Wizards, because the old adage is the Washington Wizards is where they send you when you're being a punk and you're, everybody in the media is labeling you as washed. Kristaps Porzingis, Russell Westbrook, Jordan Poole, no. Yeah, Jordan Poole. Sorry, I'm thinking of the director. Yeah, Warriors player. We're like right after they won the NBA Finals, him and Draymond Green got in a little scuffle and they shipped him off to DC. Like that is where you said like that history of the Wizard. I don't know. And then we know the mantra about wanting to go play for the Jazz or go play for the Pelicans. Like nobody wants to go there, and then they end up trading out. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if Zion would leave, just because. How I want to look at how long Anthony Davis was with Pelicans. How many seasons? 2012 to 2019. So now, does 2019 mean he started the Lakers in 2019? 2019. Yes. Okay. So then that means 2018. So realistically, it was 2012 to 2018. So yeah, you have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You have your 6 years with the Pelicans. I want to look at how long Zion's been in the all-time points. Yay! No, draft. Wasn't it? He was drafted in 2019, because then in 2020 that was Edwards. 21 was Cunningham. 22. Don't remember. 23, Wemby. 24. Don't remember. 25, Cooper Flag. I remember, I think in 22, Chet Holmgren was like the number 2 pick for the Thunder. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'll eat my words. I didn't like it. This is his 6th year, but I don't think Zion would leave. Like I really don't think, because of how many memes have been made about him with regards to his body weight, how much time he's missed, him being a big chungus. Like this, photo's a little unflattering. You caught him at a bad angle. You caught him at a very bad angle. But I don't think body weight would have anything to do. I think it would be more missed time and how much time he has missed, because missed games. Because I think a coach would know how to evaluate. Oh, if you're a little heavier, let's find ways to use you as a little bit heavier, because obviously no NBA prospect stays their college weight once they hit the league. anybody seen the transformation of Curry from Davidson to Golden State? Um, I'm just saying this because I think there would be memes out there like if Zion doesn't get traded, they could blame his him being bigger and gaining weight, but I don't think that has anything to do with it. But he has missed in his 6-year career so far over 250 games. That I think is why I think that's why people would not want him. 12 through 18. 2012. Wait. Let's specify. Because I want to break this down by stats. Because how many games? Has missed 40 of 71 Dallas games since being traded. Missed games. Let's do by year. Maybe by year. By year. Yeah, here we go. So you're telling me dude's been dealing with injuries since he was a rookie? Because the NBA is not like the NFL. Like they will. Oh wait, whoops. Let me hold on. I just realized you guys can't see what I'm. Hold on. Whoop. You guys kind of can't see what I'm looking at. But yeah, we got 12, 18 games, 15, 14, 21, 7, 7, and then 26. Because a finger. He had a finger injury. Hold on, let me get back to. What about this? What about this? Hold on. So then, yeah, that looks fine. So then let's do some math real quick for all my math nerds out there. Let's do some quick math, shall we? If you miss, let's do some math. Okay. We got our calculator right here. So 18 plus 15 plus 14 plus 21 plus 7 plus 7 plus 26. 108. So 250. Not even 250. Oh, did I close out of the... Damn it. I closed out of it. I closed out of my freaking... Sorry. I closed out of it. Well, then you look at the breakdown here. In 2021 to 2022, he missed the entire season. Didn't he tear his ACL? Like, he had a significant injury. There was one, because some of the injuries were load management. But yeah, you have your little bit over 100 versus 200. Because, again, I'll scratch the 80 for this whole 21 season right here. Scratch them just, like, even amount. But, like, doubled the amount of games. Zion has missed double the amount. And so that's why I'd say the chances of him being picked up and going to... Because, look, the Lakers were no slouch when Davis was brought on board. So, let's go look at... I'm looking at the Pistons. The Pistons and the Celtics were kind of making eye-to-eye contact. Because why would he go to New York? No. He wouldn't go to Denver. I could see him going to Cleveland. Yeah. One of these two teams One of these two. Or Cleveland. You put Williamson, Harden, and Mitchell on the same team. So, yeah, I could see. Well, and then also, hold on. Let's run it back to 2018, 2019. Where were the Lakers? Oh, they're down here. Okay, so then, hold on. Let's fast forward then. Oh, my. He's going to the Bucks then. He's going to the Bucks or Dallas. Oh, shit. By the same type of metric, or he's going to Golden State. Because again, in the 2018-2019 season, there was none of this play-in tournament BS. You compete, you earn your spot in the postseason, and then bam, it's locked in. I've already given my thoughts on why the play-in became a thing. Yeah, go check that video out. It's buried. It's buried somewhere, deep in my YouTube lore. But I think I gave a reaction. I think I made a video on why the play-in. Basically, I think it's for. I won't sugarcoat it. I think the play-in tournament was for LeBron. I think it was for LeBron, Kawhi, Curry, the stars that we grew up watching in the 2010s. Did I say Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant? And I think it was a play into, hey, these guys are getting older, and if, like, for example, Kobe. When Kobe, like, you look at the Lakers' last handful of years, and he was riddled with injuries towards the end of his career, but at the time around Kobe's retirement, that was when Curry was starting to gain popularity, KD, Russ, Harden, like, these players were, like, blooming into, because I would compare it to how we feel about Cade Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, maybe Paulo Banchero, Wagner. Cooper Flag, even though he's a freaking rookie. Like, Curry and LeBron. Well, LeBron's always been the dude since day one. Because, come on, he was the number 1 overall pick. But, like, you take, like, the old heads that I just named off, where they were sitting around Kobe's last couple of years when the Lakers kept missing the playoffs, it was still Kobe. Like, popularity-wise, like, it was Kobe, LeBron. Tim Duncan was up there as well, too. But, like, Tim Duncan and the Spurs were still competing for NBA championships when he retired. Dirk Nowitzki, he tailed off, though, because he was with Luka, like, at the tail end of his career. And, like, Vince Carter, but, like, again, Vince Carter and Tim Duncan, they didn't have enough pull and draw as, like, LeBron and Curry and KD and Kawhi. And so, like, I think the play-in came from, hey, these guys are going to get older. Their teams aren't going to, like, because they're getting older, they're not young hot shots where, yeah, we're watching the young guys just do laps around these teams, and we're watching the Warriors fall, the Lakers. We're watching them all fall in the standings, and then they can compete a little bit with other teams where, they still kind of have a shot to get to the postseason, but just kind of like a little backdoor of, hey, you know what? You're not the worst of the worst, but you're not the best. You're, like, right there in the middle, just on the outside of making the playoff. Let's get 4 other teams around your standings so they don't just absolutely tank and just give up on the season. Let's put them all together in a tournament, winner take all, 1 game at a time, to get them at the 7th or 8th seed. Because the only, I think, success story, other than the Thunder, because the Thunder were in the first play-in and then they won the championship last year. They're the only real success story of, like, this team used to be a play-in team. Look, they won the NBA Finals. But, like, from the point of view of you have You're in that same season. I think the Heat, when the Heat went to the finals in 2023, I think those are the only two outliers, because everybody else, it's like they didn't really do much. And also, with that 23 run with the Heat, a lot of that was due to Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler, because people would look and go, well, you know, the Bucks in that first round, Giannis was injured. Yes, but Jimmy Butler also turned it on to another level in that opening weekend, that 1-8 matchup, and just there were games that Giannis did play, and Bucks were only down 2-1 in that series. Go look at Game 5. That's the game Jimmy Butler took over, and if I'm not mistaken, they won that series in Milwaukee too. So they were able to steal 2 wins on the road, and then look at that. Just rode that momentum all the way to the NBA Finals, where they were just freaking outmatched by Jokic. It was a size thing. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on that thing in particular. But let's all of this. Sorry, I've been rambling for a long time. All of this to come back around and say, if you want to fix tanking, this is how you fix tanking in the NBA. None of this lottery, none of this winning. Winning should fix tanking. We could go back to a format of cut off the play-in teams. Like, don't do this. Don't do this 3-4 team play-in. Do it where, let's go back to the standings. Actually, let's look at it this way. Okay, where 7 and 8, boom, you're in. Clippers, Warriors, sorry, you're out. But right now, sitting there out. Even though, you know, there's still like 10 more games left in the season. They could still fight for a spot, because look, 36 and 41, and then 42 and 38. All they got to do is win 4 more games, 4 straight. Even the Clippers 2 wins away from getting the 8th seed. So, but with Curry being out, with the Warriors, probably not. But you reward winning. What's the term that I'm looking for? Not reward. It starts with a C. Congratulate. Encourage. Like, you encourage winning. You sustain winning. And what I'm trying to say here is, you take these play-in teams, and then you take Milwaukee, you take Chicago, you take Indiana, you take Brooklyn, you take the Wizards, take the Grizzlies, Pelicans, Dallas, Utah Jazz, the Sacramento Kings. You take all of them, and I don't, because I think it would hurt ratings. Well, hold on. I don't know. Hold on. When NBA draft date. Like, let's look at the NBA draft date. The draft happens in June. And then the NBA Finals. Like, let's look at NBA Finals Game 7. When was that? It was June. And then NBA draft. June. Okay, so it was 5 days later, 6 days later. There's parts of me where, do you let one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 team bracket, 14 team single elimination bracket? How would that look? Okay, you have two teams sitting. Okay? Again, we reward winning. So the two teams sitting will take the Magic because they've won 40 games. So you'll take the Magic and you'll take the Grizzlies. No, sorry, Clippers. So you have the Magic and the Clippers sitting. You can do one for each, or it doesn't matter. And then like with the rest and how you fill it out, go by let's go league. So from here on down, you just fill it out. You're the 1 seed, you're the 2 seed, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down, and then you have them just play. You just have them play, and then winner takes all. The winner of the losers tournament gets the number 1 overall seed. I think that would fix tanking like that, because if you see and you notice, like, you're a Kings fan or you're a Jazz fan, you get to see in real time, oh, this team doesn't care about like, because oh, what was that? Sorry, my mic was, what the hell? That was funny. But you get to see in real time, because a lot of fans are like, oh my gosh, these guys are losers, they don't care about winning and whatnot. But like, you watch in real time, like, there is a single elimination game. Oh, the Jazz decide to sit a player, and they're like, it's okay, we'll just try again next year. Okay, you are showing in real time you don't care about winning, and like, the fans get to see, oh, so this is how you truly feel about this team and representing our city. Because I mean, load management has been a problem. I've gone at lengths to give my own personal opinion on load management and how to reduce load management. But then, yeah, you play your tournament out, whether it's 14 teams or it's the bottom of the bottom, teams that do not make the postseason, and you reward winning. And then also in turn, I think for the first year, 2 years, it might be a little weird, but then once it gets rolling, it shows, like, oh, look at that, the for example, like, if, like, let's say Memphis won it all or New Orleans won it all and they were the number 1 overall pick and they get to pick whichever player, like, if you're a team like the Nets or the Kings or the Magic or the Bulls, because the Bulls, I don't know how many times we've seen the Bulls at the bottom of the barrel, or the Nets or the Wizards. It's like, oh, look at that. You keep having to be in the tournament and you keep freaking losing. Okay? Because not only are you not trying and competing to try to get a better pick and selection, but like, it also is showing, like, free agency pickups, trades, like, your team is not competing. And like, does any of it, I know I'm rambling, probably none of it makes sense, but the purpose of it is to reward winning. Because the other thing that would be crazy is, right now, do the Thunder need any help? Absolutely not. Would the Thunder get that much better with a Boozer or Lindenberg? Or no, they wouldn't, because I think, honestly, they're so dominant that I don't think it wouldn't make much difference. It really wouldn't. Would it make a difference with a Spurs team, a Pistons team? Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got Brown, Tatum, and Lindbergh on the same team. Like, it's kind of like, K, where's your bigs? We need a big. But I don't know. I think it. The only downside would be the losing teams keep losing, and it's like, yeah, that's the point, because if you have a generational talent like a Cooper Flagg, a Zion Williamson, and Anthony Edwards, a LeBron James, you don't just get to take a knee and be like, we're trying, we're we're trying to win this year, and give the coach speak of, no, we're like, we're trying our best, and it's like you're trying your best, yet you sat 3 players, you sat 3 of your starters, and it wasn't with like serious injuries like a torn Achilles, like with the Pistons right now with Cunningham's collapsed lung. It's like, oh, he just had a finger injury. Tape it up. Let's go play ball. But like it would, I know it's like a weird reverse psychology, but like it's a let's reward the teams that are winning, and let's keep them, because again, if you get the number 1 pick, and then I mean, like where's Dallas? Okay, so Dallas was eliminated even with Cooper Flag. Okay, so you get the number 1 pick with Cooper Flag. You play through this tournament, and guess what? You won it all because your players wanted to win to secure a number 1 pick. You win, you get Boozer, and well, Cooper Flag and Boozer, like they worked. They also had Kyrie. They like things were going good. They barely missed the playoffs by like 2 games, and so then they get to compete for a 3rd year in a row on trying to get this. And then look at that. They were resilient. Other teams were sitting their starters because they didn't care. And then they won it for 3 straight years, and they get 3 straight number 1 picks. And then look at that. All of a sudden, they have built through winning, losing for the majority of the season, but winning in the loser tournament. And then look at that. They just secured 3 top prospects. And then now, they're getting into the postseason. And now they're a big enough market where you got guys in the off season after their team loses in the 2nd round in the playoffs, where it's like, yeah, you know what? I wouldn't actually mind getting traded and going and playing over there, because I think it would work. It would take time to build, but I mean, you're award winning. You look at what the Spurs did. You look at what the Thunder did. People thought they were crazy for kind of like, let's just secure draft picks. Let's secure draft picks. And then all of a sudden, when you realize, they knew how to draft well, they were looking at kind of like little hidden nuggets that everybody was overlooking. They built a super team where, how many more Thunder 1st round picks? They have 1st round picks up until the 2031. Yep. Future draft picks. So from 2025, this is like a little updated from all the way from, and this started back in 2016 and 2017, because again, the SGA Paul George trade, and everybody was like, huh? What the hell? Because everybody thought, dude, the Clippers are winning. They got Paul George. Here we go. But they planned for the future, and then look at that. They secured all these where they're all the way to 2031 with 1st round picks. I don't know. Don't ask. All right, let me get a little swig here. Let's go around the horn. Let's see if anything has updated. Oh, tell me, wise one, who are we picking for our MVP? Since the Spurs have won, okay. SGA, Wembanyama, Jokic, Doncic, it's going to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. There was a video here, which in fact, let me pull it up. I know it's going to Gilgeous-Alexander, and the reason why I know is, let's go to the NFL. There's a Jimmy High Roller. Okay, his most recent video. The dude's got the secret sauce too when it comes to predictions and stuff in videos. Big fan, been watching this dude forever. But in this video, he talks about, because like he was like, is it possible for someone to score 100 points? And then like 2 days later, Bam had his 83-point games, which the comment section was blowing up in this video. But with this video, he brought up a stat. Okay, it's an ad. Hold on, let me do. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get a huge copyright claim on this video, which I don't want there to be one. There's a stat, right? Hey, this one, the net points. Something about net points. And again, I don't know where net points come from. I don't know. Like there's stats that back it up, and then Jokic is sitting here with a 310. Luka with a 305, but then Shea's is like a 443, and it's a huge, like it's huge. And then hold on, let me play a little more. Why is it not playing? Oh, it was zooming out. But yeah, because they talked about other stats. You know, what are teams like without their star players? And I kind of use that metric as well a little bit, where you take Wemby away from the Spurs, how good are the Spurs? Clearly not, because look at what the Spurs were like before he even got there. They were bad. They're a bottom feeder team, which is why they were able to even get him. And hold on, my stupid chair. Oh, gotta get a new chair. Gotta get a new freaking chair. We gotta get a new chair. Yeah, guys, hit that subscribe button and hit the donos. Let's get a new freaking chair for the man. Let's get one for the old boy. Okay, but the but with the video that he made, it's kind of clear cut that Wemby's probably gonna win the MVP. Now, I think opinions could change if the Spurs and the Thunder play in the Western Conference Final and Wemby beats the Thunder. I think opinions could change and votes could switch, because if Wemby does beat the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals and wins the MVP, wins the NBA Finals, he should be Finals MVP, regular season MVP, and that should be it. Because I think there's a difference when you look at, let's go look at the standings. We cannot deny that the Thunder have won 61 games, only lost 16. You look at the stats, because if we're going just by points per game, it should go to Luka, because Luka's been playing better with points. But to me, and again, I don't, just because of how the NBA is set up, where like, you know, I don't get to watch every single game. There's parts of me where you go back to the stats, and it's like, yeah, okay, Luka averaged 33, you know, Shea's averaging 31, Edwards is averaging 29. It's like, okay, you're averaging this, but like, you're beating up bad teams. You go look at the Lakers. Let's go look at the Lakers. Lakers! Okay, so we got the Lakers. Okay, it's like, okay, cool. Luka put up 40 to 50 points plus on the Wizards, Nets, and Pacers, like 3 straight games, and then the Magic or the Heat. It's like 3 of those teams are competing for the draft lottery of getting the number 1. They don't even have a shot. They don't even have a chance. But like, it's like if you're putting up 40 against the Spurs in a valiant effort and a loss, we'll give you credit there. The Celtics, the Nuggets, the Knicks, the T-Wolves, the Rockets, the Pistons, the Cavs, the Thunder. Like, if you're putting up your 40 pieces and stuff against those teams, against playoff competent teams, yeah, like, those are stats where it's like, yeah, no, he has the points, it's backed up, he's a huge key pivotal piece on that team, give it to him. But like, if you're beating up bottom feeder teams, look at it with a little bit of with a curve, with a little bit of an asterisk, because look, like with the NFL last year, or because it was this was a huge debate with the Josh Allen, who should have won it, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. When you looked at games by games, who had better stats? Lamar Jackson. But there was the Chiefs game, the Rams game, the 49ers game, there were a couple individual games where, like, the magnitude of this game, it went in favor of Josh Allen. Where, okay, Josh Allen might not have the big stats that are better than Lamar in the regular season, but in this slate of 3 games, 4 games, this is where he won his MVP. And then, they played each other, winner take all. Yeah, if the Ravens won, give Lamar the MVP. And I think when the MVP comes out, like, we got to have discussions, because I think if Luka's dropping 45 on the Nuggets and a triple-double against the Nuggets or the Rockets, yeah, that's a lot more impressive than the Pelicans. So, my thoughts on that. I'll quit ranting. So, let's go around the horn one more time. So we talked a little bit about the NBA. UConn Hurley owns up to the I think it's probably something about the headbutt, which we need to get into. We've been streaming for a while, and I haven't even talked about who I have in the games in the Final Four. Real quick, I got UConn and I got Michigan. For quick prediction, I need to come up with a video to do kind of like an analysis on why I'm picking UConn or why I'm picking Michigan. We could make a video. I'll probably be able to make a video. I don't know. But I think UConn's got the hot hand right now. Obviously with the huge momentum of beating Duke, but even here in the press conference the other day from Coach Hurley, where he's talking about hey, this is a business trip. We don't hang banners. We don't hang banners at UConn for Final Four appearances. We hang banners for championships. Get off your phone. That's sick. That's absolutely sick. Kind of like the Signetti, I win, Google me. Like, not to the same levels. But I kind of talked about it, where I think with now modern coaching, you got to put Golden out of it just because Golden won it last year. So there's a little bit of kind of an asterisk where he gets to slide. But what separates Izzo and Hurley and Calipari and Coach May and like the coaches now is the point I brought up is down 19 points against Duke. Yeah, I think Michigan probably would have rolled over a little bit. Purdue would have rolled over a little bit. But that's what the difference with Hurley and UConn and what UConn has been the last handful of years is they fought right back and they freaking won it. And I don't think you can get that kind of juice out of a three. Like, clearly we saw it with Coach Few and the Gonzaga Bulldog. Like, dude, they got down against Texas and Texas kept them at arm's length. And yeah. So it's just my thoughts. I think St. John's is on their way up, though. Like, the fact that they've won 2 back-to-back East titles, gotten to the Sweet 16 the last handful of years. Duke, St. John's could win it 1 year. Sorry to be yawning, guys. I don't mean to be yawning so much. But, yeah. I wanted to do a video. We won't do a video. But just, yeah, give me Michigan, give me UConn. Now, out of, well, parts of me think that if Illinois I'm not saying that this game is not going to be entertaining, but I think like 2-1 seeds, come on, like it's 2-1 seeds, going at it. I don't know. UConn Arizona could be entertaining too. I think either team that wins, I just want them playing UConn. I'm still sitting with the UConn Michigan though. I made that in the preseason. Not preseason, but like, what's the like before conference play? Like what one the media team was like, if March Madness started today, this is what it could look. And it was like a projection, and every single time I looked at it, it's like, okay, UConn and Michigan could probably happen. Because I was like, I'm not picking Michigan State. That's not happening. Now, if it did, that'd be freaking wild. All right, let's look at the NHL. Let's go over some scores because you look around. We're pretty parched on games today. We only got 2. I watched 2 games the other night. I watched the Panthers, and then I watched the Penguins. Watched these 2 games. I wanted to also look at standings because I don't know if Florida is not eliminated yet. So we have not been marked safe of a Panthers Stanley Cup, not yet. Toronto got eliminated. They got eliminated yesterday. Or that could have been just like an April Fool's joke where it's like, April Fools. You guys thought you were, look here. The other thing I'm thinking is, yeah. I don't know. Scores. Yep. Lightning taking care of business, beating the Penguins. And this right here is kind of why I'm a little on the Penguins winning on the road. Because you look at the difference. Pretty solid home team, but I mean, they win as many as they lose. Like it's 20 and 18 realistically. It's 20 and 18 versus 24 and 14. So the Penguins on the road are as good as they are as the Panthers are at home. Like the records. Whoa, what the hell? Shouldn't be on it. The records are almost just as bad, but not as bad as the Rangers at home. This has been a weird anomaly. Like, I am so shocked. Look, I've been hitting Rangers stars in the Stanley Cup final for like the last handful of years, and I've been wrong every freaking time. Red Wings beat the Flyers. Hurricanes beat the Blue Jackets, which I think this bumped them out because it's the Islanders now. Devs beat the Caps. Stars beat the Jets. Wild beat the Canucks. The Hawks lose to the Oilers 3-1. The Knights beat the Flames. The Leafs lose to the Sharks. The Mammoth beat the Kraken. And the Preds beat the Kings 5-4. Are the Sharks have earned their way to a spot? Oilers, Wild, Stars. Yeah, they're big. McCarr's still injured, still sitting out. I think honestly the biggest news still from Hockey Like is about Jack Hughes puck. I think that's some pretty big news. Like they've talked a little bit about the MVP. It's going to go to McKinnon. Wild securing playoff spot. I'm thinking right now with the division. Okay, hold on. We got, it's pretty even there. Carolina is going to win the Metro. I think Colorado's most likely going to win the Central. It's pretty even, actually, here in the Pacific between these three. So let's go look at Tampa. Let's see if Tampa plays the Sabres any more times in this year. Oh, will you look at that? They play them one more time. They play them one more time. This one's going to be a big game. Oh, you fetch. Of course it's on. Lame. Freaking lame. Big game. Big freaking game. And it's like, no, not available. No, go away. Let's look at other standings. So that one. Habs, hold on. The Habs are right behind too. They're only 2 points behind as well. So let's see if the Canadians, see what kind of games they got against the Sabres or the Bruins coming up. They got one. They got one against Tampa. It's coming up. Okay, who else were we looking at? Metro was pretty secure. The Pacific was kind of the Central with the Stars and the Avalanche. I don't think the Avalanche played the Stars. They're playing tomorrow. I knew about that. Gosh, I'm freaking yawning up a storm. Sorry. Big game. And then let's go to Vegas. Vegas and Edmonton also on Saturday. Big game. Huge playoff implications for who gets the division. Nothing with the Ducks. They got just one with Edmonton. Does Edmonton have one with the Ducks? Just Vegas and the Kings. And the Sharkies. Because, yeah, Pittsburgh, dude, they're over 10 points behind. They're not getting. These two play. And then Minnesota's not reaching. Dallas could reach Colorado, and Minnesota could reach Dallas, but Minnesota cannot reach Anaheim. So then who's Anaheim playing the remainder of the way? Yeah, look at this slate right here. Just bad. But then they start playing good hockey. But they have. This is a little concerning. They've lost 3 in a row. St. Louis, Calgary, Nashville, San Jose, Vancouver, Minnesota, and Nashville. We'll see. We'll gauge from there. All right. Let me take a swig and let's do something real quick. Let me get a... Alright, let's go to the NHL. This video is unfortunately way out of date already with some of my predictions. So when that video comes out, sorry guys, it's out of date. But let's do this one real quick. And then we'll call it, shall we? But Colorado and San Jose, I'm going to pick Colorado. Now, if we do something stupid where Bruins, Panthers, who are some other president? Like, just go look. Like, you'll find it. The Avs and Kraken, actually, as well. 1 seeds have lost to the 8 seed in the past before, and 1 seed President Trophy winners have lost in the first round. Do I think they lose to the Sharks? No. And now that I say it, sorry, I've jinxed your team. Give me Colorado. Give me Dallas. Excuse me. Shit. Sorry, guys. Freaking. Give me, out of Anaheim and Utah, give me Anaheim. Out of Edmonton and Vegas, give me Vegas. Vegas and Anaheim, give me Anaheim. Why not? I'll take the hot hand with the Ducks in Anaheim. Even though they've been on a little skid right now. And so then Anaheim, coming out of nowhere, winning their division, representing in the Western Conference Final. And then out of the winner of Colorado and Dallas, going to be up front. Winner, I think, goes to the Stanley Cup Final. With Dallas and Colorado, give me Dallas today. And then I'll have the Stars and the Ducks. Give me the Stars. Finally getting over that hump, getting past the Western Conference Final, and getting into the Stanley Cup Final to represent the West. And now in the East, out of Tampa Bay and Boston, this one could go the distance. Give me Tampa. Out of Buffalo and Montreal, give me Buffalo. Now, Tampa and Boston, I think, could be a 7-game series. Buffalo and Montreal, probably 5. I think Buffalo's could take care of them pretty easy, pretty sound. Now, I would like to see, actually, in fact, from a historic standpoint, no. Give me Montreal. Give me the Habs. Give me Tampa. A little bit of juice from, the 21. A little bit of flavor of, hey, remember, remember when? Because Montreal was a Western Conference team. They've rearranged a couple of the teams and reseeded over the years, but yeah, remember when Montreal was in the West and Montreal was playing Vegas, and yeah, I don't know why they're in the East now. To be honest, I couldn't tell you. Couldn't freaking tell you. But here we go. Let's keep it going though. I'll pick. Yeah. Why not? Let's do, for the fun of rematch sake, let's go Montreal and Tampa. Carolina. Speaking of 21, give me the Penguins, and then out of Carolina and the Penguins. You're making me do it. I don't want to do it. Give me the. Am I even? Are we for real? Are we? You're not making me pick a Habs Penguins Eastern Conference Finals, are you? No, because there's parts of me where it's like, what if we have a little bit of revenge? Habs get to the Eastern Conference Final, beating Tampa. I don't want to do it. I don't freaking want to do it. You know what? Give me, just for fun, give me the Habs. Getting a little bit of revenge on Tampa Bay. I know that's bad. It's bad. It's not good. And then out of Carolina and Pittsburgh, give me Carolina. And then out of Carolina and the Habs, because it's like Panthers aren't standing in our way. Give me Carolina and Dallas in the Stanley Cup Final, which I think I've predicted that once before. I don't know. It's hard to predict. I don't think we'll be able to predict anything correct, because this postseason, postseason is going to be fun. But, all right. Okay, people on the shorts end, we're going to do a hard out. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Sweet. Okay, and then we can do... Alright. I don't know if it got glitchy at any points, which if it did... Whoop. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright guys, we are going to end the stream here. We got nothing, not much more sports. Oh my gosh. Sorry, we're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. I didn't do this. What am I doing? What am I freaking doing? I'm a freaking rookie. Okay, give me Clippers, give me Suns. And then out of... So the Suns go here. Trailblazers and Clippers. Give me Clippers. So the Clippers are the 8th seed. Give me the Thunder. Give me the Nuggets. Give me the Timberwolves. Give me the Spurs. Spurs and Timberwolves. Give me the Spurs. Nuggets and Thunder. Give me the Thunder. Thunder and Spurs in the Western Conference Final. Give me the Thunder. Don't like it. Magic and Heat. Give me the Heat. Really? There go the Magic. See ya. Remember when they were projected to win the East? I remember that. See ya. So yeah, give me the Heat. And then out of Raptors, Hornets. Give me the Hornets. Why not? Hornets is the 7th seed. And so then the Raptors and the Heat. Give me the Heat. Heat gives 5 games against the Pistons. Give me the Pistons. Cavs. Knicks. Who we pick here? Hornets, Celtics. Give me the Celtics in a sweep. Yeah, you heard me right. A freaking sweep. Get those Hornets out of here. Celtics and Knicks. Let's come back to it. Out of Pistons and Cavs, give me the Pistons. And then out of Knicks and Celtics, give me the... Oh. Give me the Knicks. Knicks and Pistons. Give me the Knicks. Knicks and Thunder. Give me the Thunder. That is how watered down the NBA has become, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. So, anyways, guys, we are going to end the stream here. I thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's end the stream the right way, okay? So, if you want to go look, go check out some old videos I made. I made some videos about baseball, which I didn't even give kind of like a reaction to those old videos, but I give my thoughts on Kirk Cousins being in the quarterback room with Mendoza. I think it's good. I think it's good for him. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if with this move, the Raiders draft someone else. I would not be surprised at that. I would not be surprised if the poverty franchises of the NFL do that, where it's like they have it, it's theirs, it's gift wrapped to them. You have Mendoza, go get him, and they're like, baby, we want Kirk Chains, and then so that he goes to the Jets, and then he sucks on the Jets as well, and then he's traded. Like I wouldn't put it past him. Wouldn't, just because. Yeah, look at how well first overall draft picks have gone to the last handful of teams. Whether it's Baker with the Browns, we're still fighting, still holding on to hope for the Bengals with Joe Burrow. But anyways, all right, guys, and then like the replacement refs, they're coming. Come on, it's happening. If we're arguing about paying refs, replacements are coming. And then the news about Jalen Hurts and the turmoil going on in the locker room. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't understand, I guess, why offensive coordinators feel like they got to come in and overrule what the coach and the quarterback got going on, and like the schemas. Don't get the schematics behind it. I think the Eagles will be fine, because if Jalen Hurts wasn't on your top 5 or top 10 quarterback rankings, this wasn't going to change that opinion anyways. And if you think the Eagles were bums, this wasn't going to change your opinion about it anyways. I still think, though, the Eagles, Lions, 49ers, Rams, and yeah, that's it. Probably still top of the top. Seahawks are going to take a step back. They don't have a run game right now, and don't convince yourself that they do, because they also got rid of some stuff on the defensive side too. Don't convince yourself that he's going to come back from injury. He'll be back, and Kenneth Walker was just kind of a we're going to draft a running back. Don't fall into that. Hey, LeBron, we're good. No, if you understand that reference, you're elite. You get that ball knowledge. But yeah, don't fall into that trap, because I think all the good running backs, by the time they get to Seattle's hands, they're gone. Because yeah, the running backs out of Penn State, the running backs out of Notre Dame, they're gone. They're gone. They will not be there unless Seattle wants to draft a running back in the first round, which that would be an absolute freaking middle finger to Kenneth Walker on, oh yeah, we don't want to pay you. Watch this. We're going to use our top pick, and we're going to freaking go get it. Which I don't think they would. I think two quarterbacks, one running back, and then the rest will be linemen and defensive guys. In the first round, if I'm being totally honest, because I think it's Mendoza, Ty Simpson, obviously, and then there's a drop off. Like I personally think Carson Beck is a little bit better of a quarterback than Ty Simpson. Again, that's just my opinion, but I don't think that opinion is as strong with other GMs, owners, etc., to the point where it's like, hey, yeah, let's go listen to this YouTuber and let's go use our 7th overall pick, 8th overall pick, and go get it. It's not happening. Like, Carson Beck's going to fall to the second round. I wouldn't be surprised if Ty Simpson falls to the second round either, where we're just hearing this Jets hype and it's like, ooh, look, shiny keys. And they go get it, Reese or Bain Jr. Wouldn't be surprised. But anyways, guys, we're going to end the stream there. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Running back would be Love, obviously. And then, yeah, other than that, because this is how it is every year. Like we'll look at the Saints, or we'll look at the Panthers, or we'll look at the Steelers or Giants, and it's like, you went and got a lineman. Okay, all right. Like Patriots, they went and got Will Campbell, and it's like, okay, that's a good pick because he was the top prospect. But yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't put it past any teams to hey, we're gonna, well, and then we could have a trade. We could have a trade where a team, because weren't the Jags, I don't remember where the Jags were in the original lineup before they traded up and swapped with, because that's the other thing too, is the Browns had Travis Hunter on a golden platter gifted to them, and they're like, we're good. So, anyways, we'll end the stream here, guys. Thank you for listening to me ramble. If you want a gaming stream, stick around. We'll do one of those. But other than that, guys, I got nothing much else. Yeah, nothing. So, kind of a, we're all getting ready for the big talk. Big talk of the town is honestly a Mario movie. That's one, but like we're just talking about like baseball's going on right now, but it's MVP, who's going to win the MVP, and getting ready for the postseasons. Baseball just started, and other than that, the draft, and then March Madness. So nothing, free agency. Because like listening to the podcast and Pat McAfee, it's like Shefty said it best, where like, hey, yeah, trades are done. Like they're a thing of the past. Get ready for the draft. So, well, but then there was the Kirk Cousins thing too, which I don't understand. Go read the fine print. Yes, it says in reality this is like a 1 year, $20 million thing. Because I think Kirk Cousins was blindsided in Atlanta, because I didn't see the Falcons going and getting Michael Penix Jr. But we know, I think this is the NFL's way of showing Kirk Cousins the door. Because, and it could be a fun full circle moment for like a Marcus Mariota type, or who else? Because I'm thinking about Geno Smith, because Geno Smith was so bad that the team he left won the Super Bowl after he left, and then the team that he was on was so bad that it secured the number 1 overall pick. Don't ask Aaron Glenn about his feelings about Geno Smith. Don't even ask. And if the promised land is Arch Manning, sure, go right ahead. But what I'm trying to say, full circle moment, is, could this be Kirk Cousins' last rodeo with the Raiders? And could there be a moment where Marcus Mariota, this whole season plays out, I believe he's still with Washington, but then Mariota gets traded to the Saints, and then, look who has the number 1 overall pick, the Saints. Or look who has the number 1 overall pick, the Cardinals. And it's like a full circle moment. You have the Cardinals, who are picking number 1. Mariota was the number 1 pick. He gets to be the quarterback guru whisperer like Kirk Cousins. And I don't know. So, anyways, really, did I say the Cardinals would be the worst team over the Jets? What am I thinking? No, but you know what I'm saying. So, anyways, yeah. I said it loud and clear. I don't think. Yes, it says 5-year, whatever. He's not like Kirk Cousins will not be playing in the NFL past 2030. No. Like, no. Unless there's... Yeah, no. Could he turn into a Ryan Fitzpatrick? Yes. Where he just kind of goes team to team. But it's going to come to... There's going to come to a point where it's like, we know you're not a starter in the league. When are you going to accept that you're not a starter in the league? Which, looking at all 32 NFL teams, do I think Kirk Cousins is still a starter in this league? Yes. Do I think Russell Wilson is still a starter in this league? Yes. But like, you look at yeah, Mariota, Winston, RG3 is already retired, Andrew Luck's already retired. But like you look at other NFL journeymen like Mason Rudolph, Will Levis, yeah, Kirk Cousins. If you throw Kirk Cousins in the quarterback room in Miami, he's walking out the starter. Like Malik Willis, Quinn Ewers, they're not starting over him. You throw Kirk Cousins to Arizona with um, Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, Keaton Slovis, whoever they draft at the 3 pick. Let's throw Ty Simpson in there just for fun. Okay, all of those quarterbacks. Yes, Kirk Cousins is still the better quarterback because that is what has started to happen in form. Is there are 32 NFL teams, but the 32 best starting quarterbacks are not on those teams. Like, because you still have teams that are bottom of the field. Jets, Raiders, Cardinals. Let me go look at the overall. Cardinals, Titans, Jets, Raiders, Giants, Washington. He was injured. Browns, Saints. But like you get to here, you know Kansas City's not going to know. Same with, like, come on. But like, yeah, time for a fresh start. I think Dak could time for a fresh start. Minnesota too. Because again, J.J. McCarthy. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, there's a little bit of nostalgia goggles that blind me too when I'm talking about Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers and all them a little bit too. So yeah, yeah. Because I think if Kirk Cousins, like, I mean, the majority, like, he now RG3 did get injured, but like he took over in Washington, and then he went to Minnesota, and Minnesota was like pretty consistent his whole time there, until, didn't he get injured in 2017? And that's when like Case Keenum? No, he was after. He was after Case Keenum. So, anyways, like Houston, you give it 3 or 4 more. Not even that. Give it 2. Houston is going to be getting a new QB here if the Texans don't start winning playoff games. Jacksonville, I could give Lawrence maybe 3 or 4 more years before they're like, okay, it's something new. Because Carolina with Bryce Young, Minnesota, they already want McCarthy out. Eagles, like, they literally won the Super Bowl over a year ago. They want Hurts out. Like, it just, yeah. So, all right, guys. Thank you for watching. Listen to me ramble. We'll end the stream here. I know it's a quick hard out, but be sure to like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.